Hey everyone, making a video here tonight. I'm building a box tomorrow for a rib cook tomorrow. I get asked a lot about building kale boxes, so figured I would go through the process that we use to build our kale boxes. I'm sure there's many other ways to do it, but I'm just going to show tonight how we do. Got me a couple bunches of kale, probably way more than I need for this one box, but it's cheap, so I always bring more than I need to a contest. But then I go through what we look for, how we build them. As you can see, these bunches, what I'm looking for in the store is you'll see bunches like this that are more bushy versus, I'd say, leafy, and I prefer them just because they're just a little easier to build. But you know, if I can't get it, I'll use the ones that are a little more leafy, and make it work. But anyway, I'm going to show tonight. I got a standard 9x9. I'm just going to go through the process of what we do to build a nice kale box. And all I use is basically just a standard pair of kitchen scissors. Any scissors will work. But I don't even take the bunch apart when I start. What I'm looking to do is what we call giving the kale a kale haircut. So we just kind of start where we find some nice stuff that's all even, and I'll come across and I'll just cut the top off and start setting it in the box. And this is a rib box, so I don't want it real tall. So I want to be able to go 4x4 or 5x5 with my ribs and be able to shut just fine. If I was building for a chicken or any other categories, I may build a little bit taller, but I mean, this is a rib box, so I'm going to go ahead and do my best to keep it more shallow, at least in the center part. On the outsides, I'll maybe try to get it a little bit taller so it kind of stands out a little bit. And I've built one of these since it's probably been about 4 or 5 months since the last time we competed. This is the first time I'm practicing doing an actual box, so we'll see how long it takes me to build it, and how nice I make it. It's been a little while. I might be knocking a little rust off here in the process of doing one in a while, but we'll make her happen. And as you can see, we're just continuing. We just use the tops, and we just start on one end of the box, and you'll see I got some stuff that doesn't look very well. We won't use it. We'll work around it. Eventually, I'll have to take the bunch apart. I just like to start with it together because I can, just like here, I can really get pretty good bunches. Got some pretty good pieces, pretty good sized pieces right at one time, and just keep getting it in there. And hopefully, I'm telling everything I need to tell to make this go. I guess I'm more of a doer than a talker when it comes to this stuff, but I'll tell you as much as I know anyway. Sometimes you get a piece like this pretty worthless, just to throw it to the side. And this has got some shitty color to it, and put it to the side. Kale is cheap. Get more. If you got some stuff that don't look that good, don't put it in the box. Stuff here is pretty nice, so you come in here and get some of that. I almost forgot one very critical and important part of garnishing the box. I'm doing this. I just noticed I forgot to open a beer. Heaven forbid we do anything barbecue and not have a beer by us. For all you beer snobs out there, yes, that is a Busch Light, and I do find it delicious. Buying up $200 briskets, and you'll be buying cheap beer too. You'll start to see when you're doing this while I'm going, I can start to kind of see a little bit of white as I'm doing this, but once I get it all together, I can start packing it in there, and that white will disappear as we keep going. I'm more concerned about the edges than I am the center. The meat's going to be covering the center up. If anything, nice and shallow is better in the center anyway. For those of you who've built parsley boxes before, never built a kale box, unless you're a lot faster than I am, you're probably noticing that you can build one of these pretty fast, pretty easy to build. One of the benefit of kale, along with it being, at least in my area, it's more plentiful in the grocery store. I always had a lot of trouble finding good quality parsley that wasn't wilted or smashed up or even in stock half the time. Have to drive to another town to get parsley, and living out here in the middle of South Dakota, we don't have a lot of options for grocery stores, so pretty happy that KCBS gave us another option a couple years ago on the garnish. Forgot to mention before I started this, when I got home from the grocery store, I had already rinsed this. I always want to rinse your garnish. We had a story last year from one of our KCBS reps that had mentioned that at one of their contests in the judging tent, I believe it was even a kale box, that they opened the box and judged it for appearance and was going to pull meat out of the box and some type of critter, whether it be a bug, or they didn't really say what it was, but there was a bug of some type that was in the garnish, and I don't know if it actually caused the DQ or not, but either way, I don't expect a person would do very well in the scoring with a box that had a insect or anything other than meat in there. I would assume that would kind of be a foreign object, but who knows? Rinse your garnish, you won't have that problem. I got it pretty well done. Now I'm just gonna tidy up the sides and get everything uniform and nice. Any spots that are not perfect, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Try to get the sides a little higher. As I do this and kind of straighten the edge out, as I'm doing it, it's kind of pushing and packing the kale in, so it makes the white spots in the box start to disappear. All right, so that looks pretty good for the most part, I'm gonna call it. And once I get it done, I just got a squirt bottle with some cold water and give it a little squirt, keep it moist. And I build my boxes on Friday night, so we have enough to do on Saturday at a contest. So what I'll do if this was a contest, and same thing I'd do if tomorrow's a practice cook, is I'd take me a sheet of paper towels and soak it down with some water. You're good and moist. Hopefully, that's what I ended up with. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take this paper towel and drape it in there and cover it all up good. Fold it in so it fits in the box. We got a fridge in our barbecue trailer, so we go ahead and shut this and put it in the fridge. If you don't have a fridge, put it in your cooler, cold wherever, and that's what we got here. It looks like in the process of my BSing along with building the box, we're somewhere right around 15, 16 minutes for one box. And typically at a contest, me and my teammate Jacob will both work on building boxes at the same time. And when we get going on it, we were able to build all 4 of our boxes in about 20 minutes to a half hour. It's usually the last thing we do before cooks meeting and beer drinking. But hopefully this helps somebody out. Maybe half of you are thinking I'm doing it the wrong way or there's a better way or whatever, but this is our way. And hopefully it'll help somebody out. Later.